Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Shawn's the name, YouTube's the game. In this video we'll be talking about the top 10 richest YouTubers in 2017, and I bet this information is going to be a little bit of a surprise to some of you because it's not necessarily the biggest channels that make the most money. Subscribers don't always necessarily mean revenue. So this is going to be pretty interesting, and before we begin, if you're maybe interested in making it big time on YouTube, then check out my website. It'll be linked in the description of this video, or you can head on over to ShawnMalkou.com at the end of this video. You can find out a little bit about who I am and what I do. But without further ado, let's hop into the top 10 richest YouTubers in 2017, starting out with the number 10 spot. Lilly Singh barely makes it on this list for 2017, which is a little shocking because she was number 3 in 2016. However, she's the only woman on this entire list this year. Even though she's 10th, she raked in a whopping $10.5 million this year alone. That is quite remarkable and not bad for doing something she loves. She earned this revenue mainly from her two YouTube channels, Superwoman and Superwoman Vlogs, along with a few other side projects she has going on. So, kudos to you, Lily. Next up, coming in at the number 9 spot is Smosh. This channel has been around YouTube since day one. Now, Ian Hecox is the only member of this comedy channel, as his partner in crime, Daniel Padilla, left him earlier in 2017. So Ian gets to keep majority of his $11 million that the brand brought in this year to himself. Again, revenue was mainly generated off the Smosh brand, which includes many YouTube channels along with a bit of merchandise and tons of other little components. So, kudos to you, Ian, and everyone over at Smosh involved in that team. Just after Smosh is 6-year-old Ryan with his channel Ryan Toys Review. Now, as cool as it is that a 6-year-old made it on this top 10 list, he didn't do it on his own. His parents are the driving forces behind the channel and the sub-channels related to Ryan Toys Review. The reason this channel and brand brought in just over $11 million in 2017 is because majority of his videos are sponsored. Brands and companies pay big bucks to be featured in his videos that average over 1.5 million views each. Toy channels really blew up in 2017, and little Ryan and his family has profited big time off it. Well done for sure. Now to move on to the number 7 spot, which of course is one of the Paul brothers. Jake Paul takes the number 7 spot in 2017, raking in about $11.5 million. Now, Jake Paul has had an interesting year to say the least, blowing his channel up in 2017 alone. He gained just about 13 million subscribers and a few billion video views. He also generates a significant amount of money off of other channels that he promotes in exchange for some of their earnings. All in all, this is a unique creator that has done really well for himself, so even though it pains me to say this, but kudos Jake Paul. Number 6 on this list is probably a surprise to most of you. PewDiePie takes the number 6 spot. For those of you who don't know who PewDiePie is, or Felix, he currently has the most subscribed channel on YouTube with more than 60 million subscribers. Again, just because he's the biggest, this doesn't mean he makes the most money. He still took in a hefty $12 million in 2017. The main reason he's only number 6 on the list is because he doesn't push merch or other entrepreneurial activities on his viewers like most other YouTube content creators. Overall, PewDiePie is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and will most likely continue his domination on YouTube in the years to come. Okay, so you guessed it, the other Paul brother is on this list as well. Logan Paul takes the number 5 spot as he made almost $12.5 million in 2017. He was a very successful Vine star that had to migrate over to YouTube when Vine shut down. Little did he know, YouTube was going to pay out big time for him. He generated a lot of his revenue in 2017 from his overpriced merch sales as well as his YouTube channel ad revenue. Kudos on a great year, Logan, and I'll be interested to see what you do in 2018. At the number 4 spot, we've got someone who's been around the block a year or two. Yep, it's Markiplier, or Mark Fishbach, as he boosts his revenue quite a bit in 2017. He pulled in a little over $12.5 million, which again is mainly due to his YouTube ad revenue and his merchandise sales. His channel got about 2.5 billion views this year alone. This is absolutely insane, and this man deserves every single penny of it. Mad respect to you, Mark, and I wish you all the best in 2018. Okay, so now we've got a big jump in revenue on this next one, which goes to the dudes over at Dude Perfect. Their channel absolutely crushed it this year on YouTube, pulling in over $14 million. Their channel soars above 24 million subscribers, where they do fun sport-related challenges. Lots of their content includes some paid product placement, which boosts their revenue tremendously. I'm interested to see where these guys go in 2018, because dang was 2017 a great year for them. So kudos on the 14 milli guys, enjoy splitting that up. The silver medal this year is granted to Evan Fong, aka Vanossgaming. He wasn't even in the top 10 list in 2016, but he's here to stay now as he sits at a comfortable number 2 spot, generating over $15.5 million. I'd say he had a pretty solid 2017. Not only are his merch sales doing really great, but he averages about 200 million views a month on his channel. That is some killer ad revenue. Evan, kudos, man, and maybe next year you can take the glorious number 1 spot. However, this year, the gold medal, the winner chicken dinner, the guy who stole the show, literally, making over $16.5 million, goes to Dan TDM. Daniel Middleton crushed the competition this year and earned the title of the man in 2017. While his channel crushed it in views this year, as it did last year, he also sold an amazing amount of merchandise. But to add the cherry on the top, which is why he's in the number 1 spot and that really generated him an absolute ton of money this year, is the fact that he went on tour. This is incredibly smart of him, as he went all over the world where fans can pay to see him in real life. Literally genius, which is why he is sitting in the number 1 spot for 2017. Crazy kudos to you, Daniel, for pulling in over 16.5 milli. That's honestly amazing and truly inspirational to millions. So bam, this goes to show that following your passion and really just doing something you enjoy can pay out big time. And you don't necessarily have to be one of the biggest creators on YouTube to make a lot of money. There's hundreds, if not maybe even over 1,000 creators now that make over $1 million a year on YouTube alone. It's some crazy stuff. And if you're truly passionate about maybe making a bunch of money on YouTube or doing something fun, then head on over to my website, ShawnMalkou.com. You might find something that you enjoy there. But again, guys, Shawn's the name, YouTube's the game. I'll catch you guys in the next video.